When we think of Arjun, we think of the archer, the warrior, the one who never missed. But there was a year in his life when he wasn't any of those things, a year when he wasn't even a man. This story begins in the heavens. Arjuna traveled to Indradev's court, his father's realm, a place of music, beauty, and apsaras. And among them was Urvashi, one of the most radiant beings in all of Swarg. She saw Arjun, admired him, wanted him, and she said so without hesitation. But Arjun, with folded hands, gently refused, not out of ego, but because he saw her as his family. Urvashi had once been with Pururava, an ancestor of Arjun, and in his eyes that made her like a mother. But heaven does not follow earth's rules. Urvashi was furious. She was humiliated, and this rejection made her turn to rage. She cursed Arjun to become a Napunsak, impotent, neither a man nor a woman, to lose the very identity that had once defined him. Indradev intervened. He softened the curse to just 1 year and said, "When the time comes, this will be your greatest weapon." That time came years later, during the final year of the Pandavs' exile, a year they had to spend in disguise, and if discovered, they'd be forced back into the forest for another 12 years. Arjun remembered the curse and he stepped into it willingly. He became brihannala, a teacher of dance and music. His gandiv was gone, his armor replaced with ornaments. He dyed his hair, painted his eyes, and entered King Virat's palace as a gentle soul who posed no threat. But beneath the silks and bangles lived a warrior in wait. For a year he lived that life. He taught Princess Uttara the arts. He stayed among women unheard, unseen, and untouched. The Kauravas came and went, never once recognizing the man who had once destroyed their pride. And then the kingdom was attacked. The soldiers were gone. The king was helpless, and the only one left was Brihannala. But it was not Brihannala who picked up the reins. It was Arjun, rising from silence and shedding his disguise. He picked up his gandiv after 1 year of stillness. He rode into the war alone, and he won. Because that year was not about weakness. It was about waiting, about learning when not to fight, about knowing who you are, even when the world sees something else. And that's the thing. A curse can break you, but in Arjun's case, it became his disguise, his shield. And in the end, his silence saved his brothers more than any arrow ever could.